Hello Flosstube, it's me Amber and I am here for video number 3. I shouldn't do this because that's 6. 3. So before I get started, I want to let y'all know, those of you who have a very long subscription list on YouTube just like me, that I'm going to try to make this video short and snappy. So, don't worry. I know my last 2 videos were like really long, but I was just trying to kind of let y'all get to know me and everything. And I really appreciate Flosstubers who do that, but who also keep their regular videos as short as possible. Some of y'all I can watch for 45 minutes, but I can't watch everybody for that long because there's just too many people to watch and it's sad. Like, I want to watch everyone, but my list keeps getting longer and longer, so I'm trying to keep up, y'all. But maybe if we all worked on keeping our videos like around 20 minutes, it'd be easier. So just a thought for the Flosstube community. I'm trying to do that in this video. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to laugh if I get to the end and I'm at like 40 minutes again. No. So without further ado, no more rambling. So I'm a little late with the video. Yesterday, I usually post on Sundays, and yesterday I got home from camping. My husband and I went camping at Garner State Park, which is a beautiful state park here in South Texas on the Frio River, which is like a crystal clear blue-green water river that everybody loves and loves to swim in. And if you are from Texas, then you know that between April and October, it's basically impossible to get a campsite at Garner because it's summer season and everybody wants to be there and be swimming. But a friend of mine had a reservation that she wasn't going to use. And so after I had tried to get one and couldn't get one, she told me that she had one and she wasn't going to use it. And so she passed it to us, and that was really sweet and really fortuitous because I needed to get away. My job, I love it. It's very, I love the flexibility of it. I love being in private practice, but it can be really stressful. Just people, with health issues, they have a lot of, they've got a lot going on and they need somebody to talk to about it. So we don't just talk nutrition. We do a lot of, psychological kind of work and things like that as well. And that can be tough on the person who's listening to it. Those of you who are in kind of healing professions, you know that the burden of that healing can be tough sometimes. So we need to practice self-care and get away. And I try to do that. Travel is my self-care. I love to travel. So even if it's just going for the weekend camping, it's wonderful. So that's what I did this weekend. And I came back on Sunday and I was going to make my video, and I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, nope, not making a video today. Y'all don't want to see all that. So I'm here this morning before I head out to work to do my Flosstube video. And you should probably see it. If my phone is anything like it has been lately, it will upload at like 7 o'clock tonight. So you'll all see it. But right now it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. So a few shout outs that I wanted to talk about. I have been watching several new people, not new to Flosstube, new to me. A lot of you mentioned in my previous videos that I should watch Bendy Stitchy, Michelle from Bendy Stitchy, and I have, and I love her. She's so sweet. I watched the video where she was talking about how she was going to be really kind to this person who had been bullied on Flosstube. And I don't know anything about the drama of that, but it's really unfortunate. And she was just so sweet about it that it really, I just fell in love. I said, I don't care what she stitches. If I hate everything she makes, I'm watching her just because I just love her as a person. She's just got a really kind soul. So Michelle, not Bendy, your name's not Bendy. Michelle, if you're watching, I know you watched one of my previous videos, so if you watch me again, really impressed with you and just really like you, and so I'll be watching from now on. And thank you for everything that you do for this community, because I know you're a really important part of it. So I've been watching her, so check her out if you haven't already. I'm sure you already have, but if you haven't, check her out. I also made a friend on Flosstube, and I'm really excited. It's Tiffany from Express Life Tifa. I messaged her on Instagram, and I just love her. If you haven't watched her videos, she giggles throughout the whole thing. She just makes herself laugh, and it's fun to watch, and it just really, it cheers you up. You know, there's something about watching somebody laugh that really makes you feel more cheerful. So I've really been enjoying that. And so I messaged her on Instagram, and we kind of struck up a conversation, and her and I are really excited because we are, she's already started the Prairie Life Sampler by, I can't remember who it's by, but it's Prairie Life Sampler. And she's already like several days in on it, and I've been dying to stitch that as well. And so when I saw that she was doing it, I said, I'm going to do it. So I ordered it. I'm waiting for it to get here. And when it gets here, I'm going to kit it up and start it. Her and I are going to be working on that together. And then we're also planning to do a stitch along. So we're planning to start a stitch along probably early June, because we want to wait till Maynia is over. And both of us are, you know, she's been around a little bit longer than I have on Flosstube, but we're both fairly new, and so we want to kind of wait a little bit for our audience to pick up a bit so that we have, we can get the word out to more people. But we're going to do a stitch along, and I'm not going to say what the pattern's going to be quite yet. You'll have to tune in. I'll probably mention it in my next video. So we're excited, and we'll let you know and try to get you plenty of time so that you can get all your materials and everything if you want to stitch along with us. But I think it would be really fun. We're going to make a hashtag, and we're excited. So that's Tiffany from Express Life Tifa. If you haven't watched her, you need to. And the other person that I've been watching that I've added to my lengthy subscription list, and I'm so glad I did, is Leslie Hurley. She commented on a previous one of my videos, and I went to check her out, and I really like her. I like her personality. She's got this kind of like dry sense of humor that I enjoy. So I like her, and she has beautiful, beautiful cats and kittens. I believe she breeds them or raises them or something, and they're really pretty. And so every once in a while she'll do a video of the kittens, and it's so cute. And I wish I wasn't allergic to cats, because I would totally have one. So yeah, I have 3 dogs. I know I've mentioned before, but I'm for whatever reason, I'm not as allergic to dogs as to cats. My husband's really allergic to cats and dogs, but not quite as much dogs for both of us. And we've got to have some animals, so we just make it work. You know, I have a little dachshund named Peanut, and I pick her up, and she makes my arm itch, but I still try to hold her every day. So anyway, I have to show you guys Peanut at some point. Y'all are gonna love her. She's so cute. And then my other dog, Elsa, is really sweet. And then there's Lulu. Oh, I love all 3 of them. What can I say? But anyway. All right, some other people that I want to shout out. I became part of the Texas Stitchers group. And if you are a Texas Stitcher and you have not joined their group, they have a Facebook group. And then if you follow some of them on Instagram and message them, they'll get you a little badge for your Instagram that has your name on it and everything, and you tag Texas Stitchers in all your Instagram posts, and it's just a really fun way to kind of join a community, and I'm really enjoying it. So I like being part of that group. And I've got some people who are Flosstubers from there that I've got on my watch list, so maybe next week you'll hear me talk a little bit about them. And then one of the commenters from my previous video is from San Antonio. Yay! And she is part of a stitching group here in San Antonio, and she invited me to come and join. And so, see the magic of Flosstube. I put it out into the Flosstube universe that I needed stitchy friends in my area, and somebody found me. And so her name's Sherry. She got me hooked up with the San Antonio Stitchers group. They have a Facebook group, and they meet at our LNS, Stitches from the Heart, once a month. So I'm really excited. So either this month or next month at some point, I'll be going to meet them and make some new friends. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I go to Stitches from the Heart regularly, but I'm a shy person. Probably don't seem shy on these videos, but you know, this to me feels like I'm trying to remember that I'm talking to an audience, but in a lot of ways it feels like I'm kind of talking to myself. And so, you know, I am a little bit more out there, but in person, I can be a little bit shy up front, and then I have to get warmed up. But so I don't know if I would have had the courage to ask about a group. I know I've gone in Stitches from the Heart at one point where there were a lot of people there, but I don't know if this was the same group or what, and I was too nervous to say anything. So thank you, Sherry, for contacting me, because an invite was all I needed to give me the push to worm my way into some group and become a part of it. So I'm excited. I really am. And I'm looking forward to whenever they meet next. I will be there. Okie doke. So what I'm going to do today, now that I've got through shout outs, I'm going to talk about some finishes, talk about my Maynia plans. I'm going to talk about my WIPS. I'm going to do a little bit of haul. And then at the end, I'll do my nutrition tip again, like I did in my last video. Those of you who've watched my previous videos know I'm a nutritionist. So I figure I have talent in that department, and I might as well share some of it with the world. I also always put a link in the description box below to my nutrition website and all that stuff, so that if you guys are interested in learning more about those kinds of things, then you can, because I know I am pretty active. Well, I say pretty active. I mean, I've been really busy lately, so I haven't been as active as I'd like to be on my Facebook page for my my nutrition business, but I do write articles fairly regularly, and those of you who are interested in nutrition or functional nutrition might get a lot out of it. So it's below if you want it. And if you don't want it, hey, no pressure. I ate some s'mores this weekend, all right? No big deal. I'm a real person. Okay, so let's talk about finishes. Oh no, before I do that, I have two questions. I have two questions for you guys in the Flosstube universe, because I put this stuff out there, and I found friends this way. So I'm hoping that somebody can help me find some answers to a couple of these other things. The first one is, there is a pattern that I love. I've seen it a couple of times that people have done it. It's an older pattern. It's from 1990. I know that's not that old, guys, but I mean, in the scheme of how many cross stitch patterns have come out since then, I think it's out of print. The only place I've seen it for sale is as a kit with Ada on a Rare Cross Stitch Patterns website, and it was like $200. And I like it, but I don't like it that much. So I'm kind of bummed, because I've been looking. I mean, I like it enough that I keep looking on. I'm looking on Etsy. I'm looking on eBay. I keep looking for it. Almost every day I search for it, and I haven't been able to find it yet. So I'm hoping one of you guys might have it, have an extra, know where I can order it from, know who I can get in contact to about it, something like that. It is the Wisdom Sampler. I believe it's a collaboration pattern, but Vermilion Stitchery, I think, is the designer. But it's the Wisdom Sampler, and it's really pretty. It's got a cute little poem on it. It's kind of, I don't know. I love it. I should have brought a picture to show y'all. I'll probably mention, if y'all need a picture, I'll put it in the next video, but, it's really pretty, and I'm dying to stitch it. Like, I don't know if I'm just not looking in the right place or what, but this may end up being my unicorn pattern. So if y'all know where to find it, let me know. I've already called some different LNSs and stuff, and haven't gotten any responses, so I'm kind of bummed, but yeah. Second question, what do you guys do with this stuff? Do you just throw it away? This is like extra floss from my Satsuma piece, and I'm not super organized in the moment, so when I would, take off 2 strands, and I'd just leave the other things, and then I'd use it if I needed it, but you can see that I didn't need all of it, so I had like little 2-stranders left, and they became this lovely knot, which isn't as tangled as it looks, but it's all just DMC, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I don't really store on bobbins right now anymore, because it's just too much work, and they don't stay in the little cases. I'm thinking of moving to baggies, but if I move to baggies, then I still have the same problem, so I don't know what to do. If you guys have like suggestions of what you do with extra floss, like I'm thinking of just keeping it so that I can use it for sewing the backs of stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. So if you guys have any answers, let me know. Okay. So, finishes. You guys are going to be psyched. I finished 2 projects this week. The 2 other projects that were my WIPS before. So I'm really excited. For many of you, this will be happy news because a lot of you really loved Gertie the goat, who I showed on my last 2 videos. I was working on her, and I have finished Gertie. So here she is in all her Gertie glory. I finished her. I added my name at the bottom because my mother-in-law, I texted it to her and she was like, oh, you changed her name to Amber. And I was like, no, her name's still Gertie. I just wanted to claim her. I finished this and it's mine and I did it. So I'm claiming it. I put my name on it. No one can claim this as their own. I know. Some of you who've been doing this for a long time are like, I'm not sure I'd want to claim that one. But hey, I'm proud of it. I think it's really cute. And this is embroidery, not cross stitch, but it's really cute. So it has my name and all these little flowers, and I put the date on it. But that's Gertie. She's done. And I'm excited that she's done. Say bye to Gertie. She's going to go in my kitchen now. And yeah, I'm glad it's over. Because, you know, same thing with Happiness, the Satsuma one that I did. Sorry, those are my puppies barking at each other. I get like 90% done and I'm over it. I'm ready to be done. And a lot of times I just put a project away and I don't finish it. But that's what's been so great about doing Flosstube and why I'm going to keep doing it is that it's very motivating. Like I wanted to finish it so I could show you guys. And I don't know how many of you truly care whether I finish a project or not, but I don't need to know about that. Just pretend like you care. And I, you know, will use it for motivation for the future. So I also finished Country Cottage Needleworks Lovebirds. Aren't they cute? Let's hope that YouTube picks like a picture of me. I'm going to try to smile more. So they'll pick me smiling instead of me making a weird face. I get when I talk, I guess I don't smile that much when I talk. I'm kind of watching myself to see. I guess I really don't. So, yeah, YouTube's always picking like a face and I'm just like, ugh, come on. Do y'all know how to change that, by the way? Like, is there a way to change what YouTube picks for your face? If you're just, because I'm not editing these. I'm just putting them up. I could. I know how. I just don't feel like it. At some point, maybe I will. But yeah, that's Lovebirds. And this was really fun to stitch. Like I told y'all before, this was a project that I did to get somebody else interested in cross stitch and they did not take the bait. They still haven't picked theirs up, so frustrating. But I finished mine, so, and I love it. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I may let my brother-in-law work on it. So I gave Happiness to my brother-in-law. He's learning how to frame. And he's like a woodworker and stuff, so he is working on framing that for me, and so I will show that when it gets done. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with Lovebirds yet, but I'm just glad that I got it done. It was a really fun stitch. It was pretty quick, and I enjoyed it. So I got 2 finishes this week, and I'm very proud. And I have been working on some other stuff. So before I talk about what I've been working on, I want to go into my Maynia plans. Because I know you all are like, what's your Maynia plans, Amber? Some of you are starting 50 projects. Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. Gigi and Stitches. 50 projects. A lot of y'all are starting 30 projects. I believe Priscilla and Chelsea are doing 30 or 31. Some of y'all are doing 18 projects. To me, as a newish cross stitcher, that's incredibly intimidating. And I know, I don't have the haul for that yet either. So I know I'm going to eat my words, but when I started doing cross stitch again, my whole intention was like, okay, I'm only going to buy a project when I'm ready to work on it. And then I'm going to work on it until I finish it. And then I'll start another project. And that's what I always tell myself with knitting too. and you can, you've heard about my yarn stash. So I know I've already got a box of like several patterns that I want to get to, and I'm going to try to get to, but something new comes up and I'm like, oh, I want to do that instead. So I know I'm going to eat my words, but I, at this point in time, don't have the haul. And so in order for me to kit up like 30 projects or 18 projects or whatever it may be, it would just be astronomically expensive. And I'm trying to save for a trip that I'm taking later this year to Europe. So I'm going to stick with what I have for now. But my Maynia plans, I do have a plan. And my plan is to, as the Addicted Sisters say, do monogamous May. So I have a WIP, and that takes me into my WIPs. The WIP that I've been working on fairly monogamously, although I did start another one the other day, is this project, To Have and to Hold by Country Cottage Needleworks. It's a wedding gift pattern, and I am making this for my little sister. She's getting married on May 26th. So in a few weeks, she's getting married, and I wanted to finish this up and give it to her as a wedding gift. I already got her, kind of a practical wedding gift. I got her a set of knives, and now I want to get her something pretty, an heirloom piece that I hope that she will treasure. So this is it right now I've been working on. And I've got this whole motif with the bride and groom basically done. All that needs to be done is adding their little eyes. I made a few mistakes here and there, like her bouquet is kind of off, but it still looks good, so I'm not tearing any of it out. And I'm currently working on the church and the grass in front of it. I love the perspective here with the grass, how it kind of goes out, and it looks like the church is back from the piece. I like that. Very artistic, Country Cottage Needleworks. Thank you. And guys, I know that for what... I guess I've been on a Country Cottage Needleworks kick because all my WIPs right now are Country Cottage Needleworks. So I'm sorry. That's not the only designer that I like. And I have stuff from other designers, and I've got stuff from other designers on order. But I do really, really like Country Cottage Needleworks. So I'm probably going to always have at least one WIP from them. And I know a lot of you really love them too. So you won't be too sad to see it, but yeah, so it says To Have and to Hold, and then it's going to say, for as long as we both shall live, and have their wedding date at the bottom. And I think I'm going to add, if I have space, a little bit of space here and put their names, because I think that'd be sweet. So my Maynia plan is to monogamously work on this wedding pattern. And I commented on the Addicted Sisters, and I said, I think it makes a lot of sense to work on a wedding pattern monogamously during, the month of May. Because, marriage is supposed to be monogamous for the most part, guys. And so, yeah, I'm working on it monogamously. And although I have to say, I did start another pattern. But it's not May yet. But once it gets to be May, I'm going to have to be working on that almost nonstop because I've got to get it done in a certain period of time. And I've gotten probably the bulk of it done, but there's still a fair amount left. And so I know with everything I've got going on, I may not have the time to finish it if I'm working on something else as well. So I will be pretty monogamous on my To Have and to Hold, which is good. It's good to be monogamous in marriage. All right, let me take the needle out of it. I need some needle minders. I've been looking at some. I'm going to buy some. This is a new start that I started yesterday on the drive home from camping. It is Silent Night, Country Cottage Needleworks. It says Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is bright. And what I really like about this, so there's what I've gotten done so far. Working on the church. It looks kind of crooked because it's still in the Q-snap, but I'm pretty sure it's straight. If it's wrong, I'll find out later. But what I really like about this is that the floss for it is so boring looking. So when I got the floss, I'll show you. Sorry. Seeing more of me than you want to see. This is most of it. These colors are kind of like blah, right? There's no red, there's no pink, there's nothing. I mean, it's a Christmas pattern, but they're not even really Christmassy colors per se. I mean, it's got like a lot of really pretty variegated yarn. Like, I really love this Chives, Gentle Art Chives. It's really pretty, and it's got Weeks Dye Works in it, and it's got, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So I really like that. But the colors are kind of boring. And when I got it and I looked at it all together, I love the color of the, I love the color of this fabric, but I was like, oh, these colors are kind of like boring in person. But when you stitch them, they really pop on this fabric. It's amazing. Like, they look so good next to the fabric. It's weird. So that just goes to show you not to discount anything before actually, you know, stitching it, because you don't know what it's going to look like in front of your face on fabric. But I love this color fabric. I think I'm going to have to buy some more of it and do some other projects on it because I really like it. I'm even considering possibly, if it looks decent next to each other, doing my Santa's Village on this. Hello. Made me blurry. On this kind of fabric, like a gray, instead of like the kind of flaxy oatmeal-y color that most people do it on. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm gonna start Santa's Village as soon as I finish. So what my decision was to have at least one Christmas pattern going all the time, because I love Christmas, and Christmas is the time of year when I would most decorate with cross-stitchy type stuff. So I figure having a ton of it won't be an issue. And so I figured I'd do this smaller one first, get it out of the way, just so I knew that I did it, because I already had it kitted up. And then I'll go get the fabric and everything and start Santa's Village. I'm going to do it all as one big piece. So yeah, so that'll be fun. So those are my WIPs. And haul, I didn't get any patterns this week. I've tried to be good with my budget because I went a little overboard. And I did order a couple things though, and so they're gonna get here soon, and I'll show them probably in my next video. But as far as haul goes, the only things that I have that I wanted to show you, I went to TJ Maxx and I got this cute box. Look how cute. It's got this little thing in the front, and I'm putting my finished projects in it for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I haven't had time to like sit down and organize all my cross-stitching stuff. So it's just accumulating, and it needs to be organized. I may put patterns in the box, like the patterns that I most like or something, because I know eventually I'm going to have more patterns than can fit in that box. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I just love it. I think it's really cute. The other thing I got at TJ Maxx while I was there, and I'm super psyched about, are these. So I got a full set. They had the full set there of these pretty blue and white plates, the smaller plates, what are those, like salad plates, and bowls. And so I got a full set of 8 of everything. And I've always wanted, so first of all, when I got married, I didn't actually get a full set of anything. I got, I think 4 of the ones that I wanted. And then I have a hodgepodge plates, and I'm not crazy about any of them anymore. They don't really go with my style. This was 7 years ago that I got married, so my tastes have changed. But I really love the like English country, French country, blue and white type stuff. It's very, to me, it feels very European, and I wish I was European, and I love it. So I got the full set, and I'm really excited. These come from Great Britain, apparently. Made in Great Britain, it says. And I got those at TJ Maxx. For a full set, plus this little box and a couple other things, I think I got out of there at right around $100. So thanks, TJ. That was really awesome. I used to work at TJ Maxx when I was in high school. I worked there for a year. And my best friend and I would go every Friday to pick up our paychecks. We'd skip class because we had this class that we didn't like on Fridays, and that we didn't need for credit anyway. So we'd skip our class, we'd go pick up our paychecks, and then we'd go to IHOP, and we'd eat breakfast, and we'd shop at TJ Maxx and spend our paycheck at the place where we picked it up because we both worked at TJ Maxx. So TJ Maxx has received a lot of my money over the years. So yeah, that's my haul. And then I'm at 29 minutes. See, look, I tried to keep it to 20. Dadgummit, but I'm right about to hit 30 minutes. Oh well. I just have one more thing left, and that's my nutrition tip. So if you are ready to go and you don't care about nutrition, just remember to, subscribe, like the video, comment below. I would appreciate all of that. And then also follow me on Instagram at Amber Michelle Hand Stitched. And for those of you who want your nutrition tip, here it is. So, you hear a lot about omega-3s, right? They're the anti-inflammatory fatty acids that are supposed to be really good for your heart. A lot of doctors now are prescribing fish oil and things like that because they have a lot of omega-3s. Well, there are some misconceptions out there about omega-3s that I wanted to kind of talk about. So, the typical advice is to increase your consumption of omega-3 fatty acids, and that'll be good for your heart. So add more salmon into your diet, add more seafood into your diet, take a fish oil pill, etc. That's a good step, and it's beneficial. But the issue with omega-3s and fatty acids in general in the American diet is that we have a ratio that's out of balance. So we have way too many of what we call omega-6 fatty acids, which are more pro-inflammatory fatty acids. And they come from oils like vegetable oil, soy oil, corn oil, canola, sunflower, safflower, grapeseed. All those kinds of oils contain more omega-6 fatty acids. Things like chicken skin also contain a lot of omega-6 fatty acids. And so we have, most of our foods, especially fast food and food that's out of the home, and then a lot of us cook with vegetable oils at home or Pam sprays or things like that. Those are all very high in omega-6 fatty acids. And as a culture, we don't eat a lot of seafood, like salmon and things like that, which are high in omega-3. So our balance is shifted in this direction. And in some cases, it's almost like 30-1. Ideally, for the human body, it needs to be more like 1-1 or 1-2. So if we can get it as close as possible to there, that would be best. But just adding oils into your diet, like fish oils and olive oils and things like that, is not actually going to give you the most benefits. The real trick is to lower your consumption of omega-6 fatty acids. So lower your consumption of vegetable oils. Cook at home more. Cook with oils and fats like avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Those are kind of the big ones. Even grass-fed butter, like there's a brand, I guess I probably can't say brands on YouTube, but there's a brand of grass-fed butter that you can get at most grocery stores, Irish butter. And so you want to cook with more of that kind of stuff, coconut oil as well, and try to incorporate more seafood into your diet, and then consume less of those omega-6s. So if you change the oils that you cook with at home and you try not to eat out as much, so especially things that when you eat out that are fried or even sauteed, you want to try to avoid stuff that's got a lot of excess oil on it when you eat out because of the oils that they use. So when you go out, you want to choose more like baked or steamed kind of things, because you'll avoid eating as much of that oil. So if you can lower your consumption of those omega-6 oils and then increase your consumption of omega-3s, you bring the ratio much closer to normal than if you just keep your omega-6 up here and add more omega-3s in, if that makes sense. So, while your doctor might tell you take a fish oil pill and that's all you need to do, that's really not all you need to do. You need to look at your whole diet and the different kinds of fats that are in it and focus more. The key would be always go with a more natural form of fat first. So when we look at we were taught that, butter's bad for you and margarine's better. But if you look at those two products, margarine is a highly processed, hydrolyzed substitute for butter, made to taste like butter. And butter is a natural product made from a natural animal. Especially if it's grass-fed butter that's made from, cows that are happy and are out grazing in pastures and not being fed a bunch of corn in a feedlot. I mean, that's a much healthier product, a much more back to nature product than margarine. So you always want to try to steer in that direction. And that means that, you know, stuff like tallow and lard, as long as they are, you know, direct from the source and they are from healthy animals, are going to be much healthier options for you than eating, you know, vegetable oil that sounds healthy, but takes an incredible amount of energy to process and create. Most vegetables don't really make oil very easily, if you think about that. And so the process of extracting the minuscule amount of oil from vegetables that it takes to make a vegetable oil is pretty crazy. And in the process, the oils oxidize and rancidize and all that stuff, and they get nasty. So key takeaways: reduce omega-6s, so try to eat out less. Try to cook at home more, change the oils that you're cooking with at home, and then do increase your consumption of omega-3s. So a good fish oil, you want to look for 700 a day of EPA is a good thing to go for when you're looking at the back of a bottle. And, you know, all that stuff. And then, yeah, choose more whole, healthy, natural foods, and it's better for you. Okay, so that's your nutrition tip from your friendly cross-stitching functional nutritionist. And that's all I have for you guys today. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.